Hello everyone. So today we will discuss about the Revolt 1857 and why it is called as the first war of independence, and then we will discuss the causes and how the Revolt 1857 began and how it continued. So Revolt 1857 is called as the first war of independence, which was started on 10th May 1857. It is also called as the Sepoy Mutiny or the Great Indian Rebellion. So why it is called as the Revolt 1857? So let us see the causes. So there are several factors, as you can see. So there were several factors for the 1857 revolt, and the major causes were various causes such as the economic, political, social causes, the religious causes, and these factors, these factors were not the immediate causes for just one reason. These factors were due to the revolt was due to the result of the 100 years 1757 to 1857. After the 100 years of revolution, after the 100 years of exploitations by the Britishers, so the revolt happened in 1857. So this process, these factors were already in process of the pressure built up since the consolidation of Bengal in 1764. So जब 1764 में बंगाल की consolidations, मतलब battle of Buxar में जो when the Britishers won the battle, so they started exploiting the Indians, and in various forms, not only with the economic or in the revenue. They completely disturbed the Indian society, and these small steps, there are small types of exploitations led to a big revolt of 1857. So इसमें जो political causes of revolt 1857, so इसमें ये हुआ था कि many जो princely states were annexed. Political causes में सबसे पहले जो आता है वो आता है the doctrine of lapse. अब इस doctrine of lapse ये ऐसा हथियार था जिसको इस्तेमाल करके उन्होंने सारे ही Britishers just took away all the princely states जो थे, उन princely states की जो सारे राजघराने की जो जितनी भी उनकी प्रॉपर्टी थी वो सब कुछ ले लिया गया था. वो सोशली पूरी तरह उन्हें बैकवर्ड कर दिया गया था. वो थे एक तरह की राजा से वो उन्हें एक तरह की कॉमन मैन बना दिया गया था. तो ये डॉक्ट्रिन ऑफ लैप्स ये तो था एक बहुत बड़ा डिससेटिस्फैक्शन. इट वाज रीजन ऑफ डिससेटिस्फैक्शन. तो झांसी और सतारा की जो प्रिंसेस स्टेट्स ये डॉक्ट्रिन ऑफ लैप्स पे ले लिया गया था, क्योंकि ये डॉक्ट्रिन ऑफ लैप्स में आपको पता होगा when they told that this process they just took away when there is no legal heir, and if there is only the adopted son, when the king or the queen has no son or no son only, and then so because the son is considered, they were considered as the legal heir only. अगर उनका कोई बेटा नहीं होगा तो वो राज्य चला जाएगा ब्रिटिशर्स के पास. तो 1854 में डलहाउस ने लाया था. अवध जो था उन्हें मिसमैनेजमेंट कहकर, मतलब अवध के पास उनके राजा के पास थे, उनका एक बेटा तो था लेकिन वो राज्य नहीं चला पा रहे. जो मिसमैनेजमेंट की जो एलिगेशंस लगाकर इन्होंने उनके राज्य को भी उनसे छीन लिया गया था, एनेक्स्ड. वो जो नवाब वाजिद अली शाह। अब ये डॉक्टर ऑफ लैब्स, देन बहादुर शाह सेकंड, और ये जो डलहौसी ने कहा था कि उस वक्त दिल्ली की सम्राट जो थे बहादुर शाह सेकंड टू लीव, इन्हें रेड फोर्ट से निकल जाने को बोला गया था, क्योंकि दिल्ली की जो रेड फोर्ट था वो था हमेशा से मुगल के पास, लेकिन डलहौसी ने कहा कि तुम वहाँ से निकलो, ये एक रीज़न था। और रानी लक्ष्मीबाई जो थे, इनकी जो अडॉप्टेड सन था उस वक्त, अडॉप्टेड सन को भी उनकी जो राज गद्दी में बैठने नहीं दिया गया था, नॉट अलाउड टू सिट ऑन द थ्रोन, ये एक रीज़न था। और ये जो एनेक्सेशन था, ये एनेक्सेशन ने बहुत बड़ा रिसेंटमेंट क्रिएट किया था, एक बहुत बड़ा डिससेटिस्फैक्शन अमंग द रूलर्स। नेक्स्ट आता है इकोनॉमिक कॉजेस। तो इकोनॉमिक कॉजेस में मेन इकोनॉमिक कॉजेस वाज द एक्सप्लॉयटेशन एंड द ह्यूज कलेक्शन ऑफ द रेवेन्यू। सो इम्पैक्ट ऑन ट्रेडिशनल इंडियन इंडस्ट्रीज, जो हमारे जो कॉटन इंडस्ट्री और मेटल वर्क्स, टेक्सटाइल्स, तो इस तरह से हमारी पेपर इंडस्ट्री, बहुत सारी इंडस्ट्रीज को जो था वो पूरी तरह डाउनग्रेड हो गया, वो कोलैप्स हो गया था। सो इंडियन हैंडीक्राफ्ट्स ऑल्सो लॉस्ट द डोमेस्टिक मार्केट, क्योंकि मार्केट सारे ही जो ब्रिटिशर्स थे ये हमारे मार्केट को पूरी तरह कंट्रोल कर रहे थे, और ब्रिटिश इंग्लैंड से चीज़ों को लाया जा रहा था और इन्हें हमारे मार्केट में दे रहे थे। तो इट क्रिएटेड ए ह्यूज डिससेटिस्फैक्शन। तो द मेजर मार्केट्स वर द हैंडीक्राफ्ट्स, टेक्सटाइल्स, मेटल वर्क, ग्लास एंड पेपर। एग्रीकल्चर पर जो इसका इम्पैक्ट था वो क्या था, लैंड रेवेन्यू पॉलिसीज followed by research led to the commercialization of agriculture। और इस जो एग्रीकल्चर पॉलिसीज में हमारी जो प्रोडक्ट्स थी, वो सारे प्रोडक्ट्स को वो कम दाम में खरीद कर ज़्यादा दाम में ले जा रहे थे। मतलब हमारे यहाँ पे कॉटन की खेती हो रहा था, लेकिन खेती को वो लोग कॉटन हार्वेस्ट करके ले रहे थे दिल्ली, मतलब लंदन लेके, वहाँ पे वो उससे ज़्यादा चीज़ों को मतलब मशीन मेड करके उसे प्रोड्यूस कर रहे थे ज़्यादा अमाउंट में, और उसे लाकर इंडियन मार्केट में बेच रहे थे, और इस तरह से हमारी मार्केट डाउन हो रहा था पूरी तरह। तो लैंड रेवेन्यू पॉलिसी इसका एक मेजर रीजन ये था, फॉलोड बाय द ब्रिटिशर्स। यहाँ पे न्यू लैंडलॉर्ड्स, इस जो लैंड रेवेन्यू पॉलिसी से बहुत सारे लैंडलॉर्ड्स जो अच्छे ज़मींदार थे उन्होंने अपना ज़मीन खो बैठे, एंड व्हेन दे लॉस्ट देयर प्रॉपर्टीज, सो देयर आर मेनी पीजेंट्स, जो पीजेंट्स उन पर डिपेंडेंट थे, वो भी उन ज़मींदार से जो जिस तरह से वो चल रहा था, उनकी इकोनॉमिक कंडीशंस भी धीरे धीरे डाउन होने लगा। और टैक्स तो था ही, हाई बर्डन ऑफ टैक्स। destroy the cultivators। और यहाँ पे एग्रीकल्चर लैंड को भी मतलब जो कन्फिस्केशन, डलहौसी अपॉइंटेड इनाम कमीशन विद द पावर टू कन्फिस्केट लैंड एंड दे अप्लाई हेवी टैक्स ऑन द लोकल। कन्फिस्केट मतलब लैंड को छीन लिया जाता था, लैंड बीइंग टेकन अवे। नेक्स्ट आता है सोशल कॉजेस। अब यहाँ पे आता है एलियन रूल। सोशल कॉजेस सोसाइटी में जो इंडियन हाउ द इंडियन पीपल्स आर गोइंग टू बी ट्रीटेड। द ब्रिटिशर्स नेवर मिक्स्ड विद द इंडियन पीपल एंड ट्रीटेड इवन द अपर क्लास ऑफ इंडियन विद कंटेम्प्ट। वो उस तरह की जो ट्रीट किया जा रहा था इंडियन को, ये एक अपर क्लास कास्ट सिस्टम की तरह, ये बिल्कुल भी एक एलियन रूल की तरह उन्होंने रूल कर रहे थे। और रिलीजन्स में जो पंडित मौलवीज थे, पंडित जो ब्राह्मण्स थे, वो उन्होंने भी अपनी पावर और प्रेस्टीज खो बैठा था उस टाइम, इंटरफेरेंस इन रिलीजन, एलियन रूल। तो जो जमींदारी और फ्यूडल क्लास जब फॉल हुआ, फॉल ऑफ जमींदारी एंड फ्यूडल क्लास लेड टू द and it directly affects the priestly classes because the priests were heathen priests were completely dependent on the zamindars, and the zamindars when lost their land or the revenue, so it directly affects the priest class also. और वहाँ पे Christian missionary, the increase in Christian missionaries were seen as a mistrust and suspension. Or next, the abolition of sati and female infanticide, and this because that time the people thought that these things were the social, the social process, and these were the Indian traditions and were part of Indian culture. So when they started abolishing the sati or female infanticide, or even made the reforms, so the Indian thought that the Britishers are trying to destroy our culture, and also legalizing the widow remarriage was not accepted by the Indian society. और एंड द डिप्लॉयमेंट ऑफ द सिपाही, यहाँ तक कि जो सोल्जर्स वहाँ पर थे वो भी कास्ट और रिलीजियंस के बेसिस पर ही उनकी अपॉइंटमेंट हो रहा था, एंड दिस ऑल्सो लेड टू ए great dissatisfaction among the sepoy or the soldiers. Introduction of the Western method of education. So if you will see some major points: Western education, caste, religious, upper class, lower class, abolition of the sati or female infanticide, widow remarriage. So these things should not be there. Christian missionaries, then zamindari loss of zamindars, Pandit and Maulavis lost their power and prestige, and alien rule. The British never trust the Indians, and they thought Indian as the untouched. The touch and untouched factors were there. Then आता है the next is administrative factors. अब administrative factor में major जो आता है discrimination in army, discrimination in civil administration, means the Indian were not appointed in the higher post, and all the posts were given to the Britishers higher post, and the Indians were given just to the rank of a Havildar or the Sepoy only in military, and there was a lot of heavy corruption. There was a lot of heavy corruption among the company. Next stage, immediate causes of revolt of 1857. So immediate cause was the cartridge of the new Enfield rifle. So the Enfield rifle cartridge were to be bitten, or it has to be bitten off by the teeth, before the cartridge was loaded into the rifle. और ये जो cartridge था, it was coated with the pig and beef fat. मतलब animal fat was coated. The animal include the pig or the beef, but even it was the cow. So the grease has to be bitten off by the teeth before it to use it to use. और ये जो था ये बहुत बड़ा रीजन बन गया रिवोल्ट 1857 का इमीडिएट कॉजेस का हिंदू और मुसलमान दोनों ही इस बोथ द कम्युनिटी दे completely revolted, they raged against the Britishers. Next is course of revolt. So 29th March 1857, Mangal Pandey at Barakpur first revolted. Meerut on 24th April. 90 men of the 3rd Native Cavalry stayed at Meerut, refused to use the cartridge. The rest of the Indian Sepoy also, मंगल पांडे एंड 3rd Native Cavalry soldiers, यहाँ पे 90 लोग थे, उनमें से 85 of the soldiers were taken to the imprisonment. So the rest of the Indian Sepoy also reacted strongly to this. On 10th May, the entire Indian garrison revolted, and this 10th May is called the starting of the revolt 1857. And then next march to Delhi. So if we will see Barakpur, Meerut, Mangal Pandey, and then 3rd Native Cavalry, 90 men of the 3rd Native Cavalry, 10th May, whole Indian garrison revolted. Then march to Delhi. This means that the then soldiers wanted a leader, and they went to Delhi to the Mughal Emperor Bahadur Shah to make him the leader of the revolt. So this was clear that was not merely an army or sepoy mutiny. It was the peasant, the artisan, the craftsman, the common man, all the people, all segment of the society participated, and there was a huge participation of the common man. So it was not only a sepoy mutiny, or it was not due to the immediate cause of the Indian means the Enfield rifle, and the greased Enfield rifle. So it was not only the reason. There were thousands of reasons for which the revolt started, and it goes through the whole India. So in this revolt we saw the Hindu-Muslim unity. Here an immense Hindu-Muslim unity was seen. The Hindu Sepoy here they declared the Bahadur Shah. ये उस वक्त बहुत बूढ़े हो गए थे टू बी द ये बहादुर शाह, लेकिन इन्होंने उस वक्त भी जो इंडियन थे वो इन्हें अपने राजा मानते थे, एंड सो दे डिसाइडेड टू डिक्लेयर बहादुर शाह एज देयर लीडर. आज साइन द हिंदू रिलीजियन बिलीव्स. तो यहाँ पे जो मुस्लिम थे आज साइन टू रिस्पेक्ट टू द हिंदूज रिलीजियन बिलीव. The cow's letter was banned wherever the sepoys arrived. It was the Hindu-Muslim sign of Hindu-Muslim unity. Then the spread of the revolt, it spread to the central India. Tantiya Tope, Rani Lakshmibai, Jhansi, Gwalior troop. It all participated. So effects क्या देखा गया था? So effects, in effect the telegraph lines were severed. The horsemen carrying alert to Delhi were stopped. Several houses, several streets were destroyed by the sepoy. The government treasury was taken away. The magazines were ransacked. They also destroyed barracks and courthouses were set on fire. Prison gates were thrown open. Magazine ransacked. Then came the peasants and zamindar attacked the moneylenders, because when the zamindari came, the zamindari were destroyed or it was down. Then the peasants here, or the new zamindar, the new landlord, was attacked by the peasants or the zamindars. Government file records. So all the law of courts, so these are all the important things that what are the effects of the revolt. The next come the leaders of the revolt. The storm center, ये जो इसका जो लीडर्स थे वो कौन कौन थे? वक्त खान अटेली, वक्त खान अटेली. सो वक्त खान जो थे वो बहादुर शाह सर्व्ड एज द लीडर ऑफ द दिल्ली. तो इनके साथ वक्त खान ही, ये बहादुर शाह से वो बहुत बूढ़े हो गए थे, तो उन्हें सपोर्ट करने के लिए वक्त खान दिल्ली पर थे. तो ये वक्त खान सोल्जर्स अपराइजिंग इन बरेली इन 3 जुलाई 1857. इन्होंने सोल्जर्स ऑर्गेनाइज किया था, इन्होंने बरेली में और दिल्ली पर अराइव किया था. बेगम हजरत महल लखनऊ, ये नवाब की बेगम थे जो अवध की रानी थे. दे क्वीन ऑफ द अवध and her son, proclaimed son, Bpsc Qadar, Begum Hazrat Mahal at Lucknow, Rani Lakshmibai at Jhansi. So जो बुंदेलखंड जो एक इम्पॉर्टेंट एरिया होता है. So Rani Lakshmibai led the battle at the Bundelkhand area. So Hugh Groves encircled the fort of Jhansi. Tantia Tope and Rani Lakshmibai successfully assaulted the British in Gwalior. Nana Sahib at Kanpur. तांतिया तोपे यहाँ पर भी थे. नाना साहेब at कानपुर पर भी उन्होंने नाना साहिब की मदद किया था. Yes, the Nana Sahib and Tantia Tope, he attacked the British soldiers of the 53rd Native Infantry at Kanpur with Tantia Tope. Kanwar Singh at Bihar. Yes, तांतिया तोपे और कानपुर में तो वो थे ही. तांतिया तोपे at कानपुर. Next is causes of failure. That why we all failed the revolt in 1857. So that was due to the lack of unified program and ideology. We then at that time the Indian was not unified. There were no proper connection. There were no proper communication between the Indians, and no sharing of the ideology that what we want from the revolt. So it led to the failure of the 1857 revolt. So this rebellion completely shacked, it swept up the British system. So it gave a major jerk to the British system, but it could not. It was not a pure successful, and this leader, the Bahadur Shah, was too old to handle or to be considered as a leader of the whole Indian. So lack of unity among the Indians. While sepoys of the Bengal army were revolting, some soldiers of the Punjab and South India fought on the side of the British. So there was no unity. The Sikh also didn't support the rebels because of the possibility of the revival of the Mughal authority. From the educated Indian, there was no support, lack of support from the educated Indians. ये एक बहुत बड़ा रीजन भी था. So ये सोच रहे थे, in their view the revolt was backward looking and they never wanted that all the educated Indians never thought that the revolt is a solution, and they believed in modernization. So, or military superiority of the British, it was also a major reason. So, military superiority, not support from the educated Indian. Punjab and Sikh were not with the revolt or the rebellions, and the unified program or ideology lack. Consequences. So after the revolt, there was a change or major change in the military organization. They again started the divide and rule policy. They again the transfer of power, means that after that they started believing that the Britishers should not interfere in the internal politics. So the British Crown, यहाँ पर जो 1858 में आया था, the British Crown Act 1858 was enacted. Divide and rule policy, and then the annexation policy was removed. There is no to annex, only to punish. Punishment देंगे, लेकिन कोई annexation नहीं होगा. Policy of annexation was abolished. So this is all about the 1857 revolt. The next is the socio-religious movement. Now, the socio-religious movements, it is an important topic for the UPSC point of view. So, in socio-religious movement, what happened? That the reforms, the evil or जो अंधविश्वास, the superstitions prevalence, there was a lot of prevalence of the superstitions. So the Indians, some of the Indians tried to reform it. So this is all about the socio-religious reforms. The factors leading to socio-religious reforms. So what are the factors? They believed in the westernization or the modern education. The British rule in India created conditions favorable to intellectual growth, for example the freedom of press and the modern education. The thoughtful Indians, so at that time they look these are the positive effect things, and the number of Indian and a large number of Indians also wanted and also saw these things as a positive fact or a positive thing to the Indian society. Then comes the reformers. So first is Raja Ram Mohan Roy. So Raja Ram Mohan Roy is regarded as the first great reformist or the leader of the modern India who played a role in aware about the society. He started the Atmiya Sabha founded by in 1814. इन्होंने शुरू किया था आत्मीय सभा with a band of young men in Bengal. So to mainly debate the philosophical topics such as monotheism in Hindu text. So what it advocates? So it battled against the social and religious injustice that Bengali Hindus were notorious for. It opposed the idolatry, then caste rigidity. The Ram Mohan Roy never believed in the multiple god. He believed in the monotheism or the single god. He never believed in worshipping the idol. So he opposed the caste rigidity, prevalence of the pointless religious rituals such as the sati or the female infanticides. So pointless religious rituals was also opposed. And these pointless religious rituals were also supported by the priestly class, and he also opposed the priestly class for promoting such customs. He believed that monotheism or single one god and the Vedas. Believed in Vedas. Then major contributions. Then comes the Hindu college. उनके जो बहुत बड़े जो significant काम में से थे. So that was the Hindu college in 1817 with David Hare. English school in Calcutta. Hindu college, English school. Vedanta college. Then comes the Brahmo Samaj. So Brahmo Samaj, how it was different from the Atmiya Sabha. There is no such big difference or the philosophical difference. It's just based on the reason and the Vedas. The teachings also the moral same. So Sambad Kaumudi, a Bengali weekly started by Raja Ram Mohan Roy, and Meratul Akbar. Both these are important. So it emphasized the Indian demand for a jury trial, main vehicle of campaign against the sati. जो संवाद कौमुदी था, संवाद कौमुदी was a main vehicle campaign against the sati. It paved the way for the rise of nationalist journalism. Then opposition by Dharma Sabha. Yes, Raja Ram Mohan was opposed by the Dharma Sabha, the Orthodox Hindu society, to counter the ongoing socio-religious reform movements. So इनके साथ और कौन थे एसोसिएट्स? डेविड हेयर, द्वारकानाथ टागोर, चंद्रशेखर देव और देवेंद्रनाथ टैगोर तो थे. तो इनके बाद जो ब्रह्मो समाज को जो कैरी फॉरवर्ड हुआ वो हुआ था देवेंद्रनाथ टैगोर और केशव चंद्र सेन। So how the traditions or how it carried on. Main function was removing the abuses and establishing the doctrines of Vedas and Upanishad as well as worship of one God, same monotheism, Vedas, Upanishad, including the best aspect of the Western thoughts. It also welcomed the Western thoughts or the meaningful, the best aspect, the meaningful thoughts of the Western. Most of all, it was based on human reason, means that they saw the logic here and they think practically, thought that what is possible or not in reality. Then comes the Keshav Chandra Sen. So Keshav Chandra Sen expanded the Samaj activity beyond Bengal. He attacked the caste system, emphasized the women education, widow remarriage, raising the issue of caste status of Brahmo preachers. Universalism in religion also started by Keshav Chandra Sen. So it was the Brahmo Samaj was divided in 1866. Adi Brahmo Samaj was Devendranath Tagore, headed by Devendranath Tagore, and the Brahmo Samaj of India, headed by Keshav Chandra Sen. Then is the Young Bengal movement. Henry Vivian Thoreau was its leader. This it was also like the Brahmo Samaj. In Bengal, it arose around in 1820s and 1830. So he gave the inspiration to the students to think critically and freely and challenge all form of authority. He valued to the liberty, equality, freedom, and admire truth. These were actually the very important points to be remembered. They attacked the old and decadent custom, rights and traditions were attacked. He also advocates for even women rights and women education. But there was some failure, like they failed to take up pigeon scotch, and then ideas were ahead of their time, which has no social class. वहाँ उस टाइम के जो लोग थे वो इस समझ में नहीं पा रहे थे क्या कह रहे थे. Then Devendranath Tagore Tattvabodhini Sabha was founded by the Devendranath Tagore to propagate Ram Mohan Roy's ideas. It also sets the same thing, the rapid progress in Christianity, the development of the Vedant or Veda, women education, or rational outlook. It was more or less same. Then comes the Ishwar Chandra Vidyasagar. Here the most important point is बेथुने स्कूल विद विद्यासागर के वो जो सेक्रेटरी थे बेथुने स्कूल के जॉन एलियट ड्रिंकवाटर बेथुने established the first permanent girls school in India. Then comes the Jyotiba Phule and Savitri Phule. So Jyotiba Phule, the main point, the main reforms, his ideas were the Enlightenment Girls School, widow and abandoned women, emancipation of human being, opposed authoritarian government, gender equality, सत्य शोधक समाज, was founded by the Jyotiba Phule. He wrote a critique, Gulamgiri. Jyotiba Phule, Savitri Phule. Then next come, ये सब इतना इम्पोर्टेंट तो है नहीं, रामकृष्ण परमहंस and स्वामी विवेकानंद. So Ramakrishna was also his ideology, search for truth, realization of God. He lived with the mystic of other faith, Muslim and Christian. वो सारे धर्म को मानते थे. He realized the various path to salvation and men's service as the movement of God. He also said the service to society, service to God. Swami Vivekananda, a great disciplined disciple of a student of the Ramakrishna. So started Ramakrishna Mission. Started the Ramakrishna Mission in 1897 to carry out the humanitarian relief. Vivekananda opposed superstition, rigid caste system, untouchability, religious degradation, and other issues. The Hindu spiritual he made an effort to Hindu spiritual superiority against the arrogant Western philosophy. He believed in Vedanta. Then next is Arya Samaj. Arya Samaj was founded by Swami Dayananda Saraswati. It was an important task, it was a very important point. So better women's condition, combat untouchability and rigidity or hereditary of caste system. The idea of self-respect and self-realization was first started by Arya Samaj. So Dayananda Saraswati gave the slogan back to Vedas. As per their belief, every individual had the right to direct access to God. But the Arya Samaj, the Swami Dayananda Saraswati, there was also a division in Arya Samaj. So they started his followers, जो उनके followers थे. Lala Hansraj was the principal of Dayananda Anglo-Vedic School or present DAV school. And गुरुकुल जो started हुआ था, गुरुकुल स्वामी श्रद्धानंद इन्होंने शुरू किया था गुरुकुल. So the two wings जो मिलिटेंट ब्रांच थे, जो एक्सट्रीमिस्ट ब्रांच ऑफ द आर्य समाज. They thought Dayananda words were infallible and that the meaning of Satyaprata Prakash was infallible. On the other hand, the moderate wings believed that he was a reformer and not a rishi or sadhu. Means the militant group or the extremist group believed Dayananda as a sadhu or a rishi, but on the moderate wing said that Dayananda was a reformer. So it led to the division, the DAP group and the Gurukul group. So next is Prarthana Samaj. So Mahadev Govind Ranade was the founder. Atmaram Pandurang. It also said about the single god, devotion of a single god worked to the rigid caste system, the priestly dominance, or the polytheism. They also believed in monotheism. South Truth, G.B. Bhandarkar, the famous Sanskrit scholar, was a great leader. Then next, the Theosophical Society under Annie Besant. Theosophical Society was first started in America by H.S. Ulscott or H.P. Bpsc. Goal was to promote ancient religion, philosophy, science, and universal brotherhood. So, in India, it was Annie Besant. It started under Annie Besant. So they believed in the universal brotherhood, sense of national pride in the educated Indian. They helped the Indian recover self-confidence. More of the same, more or less, it was also the same like the previous Ram Mohan Roy or the Arya Samaj. Then the Deccan Educational Society. It was started by Gopal Ganesh Agarkar and Lokmanya Bal Gangadhar Tilak. Dev Samaj or Dev Narayan, Pandit Siv Narayan Agrihotri was the founder of Dev Samaj. Then Muslim जो religious वो उनमें से सबसे इम्पोर्टेंट रहा है सैयद अहमद खान एंड द अलीगढ़ स्कूल. So Syed Ahmad Khan urged the Muslim to reject the decadent medieval thought and imbibe the modern scientific knowledge. Syed Ahmad Khan believed in modern education. He started the Anglo-oriented college at Aligarh. It is called as the Aligarh movement. He wrote the causes of Indian revolt 1858, in which he criticized the Britishers. So it was all the important things.